Hey guys, this is Vinod back again with a new video on your YouTube channel. I'm in Azure. Hope you all are doing good and safe wherever you stay. So today's agenda is I was just preparing for AZ400, which is Microsoft DevOps related certification. So when I was just going through that, I came across something called CI/CD. So I would like to demonstrate a pipeline which will create the automatic integration and deployment whenever you push your code to the Azure repos, which is our source control system. So I would like to demonstrate that with an live demo. So today I don't have anything to present you on the PPT. So I will directly go into the demo. So let's just get started. I'm sharing my screen. So I'm going to start from the very basic step, like creating the repository inside my Azure DevOps, and then I will create a basic Azure function app, function app inside the Azure portal, and I will create the some development around creating the first function by using local IDE, which is Visual Studio. Then I will push that and will show you how the pipelines has to be configured and how they work automatically. So let's get started first. So to start with, I'm just going to create a repo. So this is my Azure DevOps portal. You can just create one for yourself. It is free of cost. You just need to go here, like type Azure DevOps, or it's actually dev.azure.com. So currently I'm just logged in. So it is directly going to my this Azure repos. If you are starting for the very first time, it will ask you to sign in, and uh, there are again free version as well that is available, so you can create one for you. And initially you don't see any kind of organization, so you can create one organization as per your requirement. Like it will ask you to give the organization name and the location, and some kind of capture that you need to enter, and you when you just hit on continue, it will create a new DevOps organization for you. So I'm not going to create it now. I have already one. So my organization name is we know the AZ400. Then inside this organization you can create projects. So I have already created two. So if you want to create that, you have something called new project here. So when you click here, you can give the project name, what kind of the project is all about. You can add it at description, then you can have it public or private. Then in advance you will see the kind of version that you want to use with. You can use Git or uh, VFS as well, like the team foundation service. And how you gonna handle your development in terms of the boards, like you can use agile model or scrum model, CMMI model. So I'm just sticking to basic for now, and the version is git control. So I am not going to create a new project because I have already one. When you just enter all these details and click create, your environment will be ready. So I have created one with the version of git, and the work items to be the agile model. So this is my project. So when I just go inside this, I will be able to see some of these uh, labels here, like the overview, board, repos. Repos is something like where you can push your code. This is a version control system that is given by Microsoft Azure in terms of DevOps portal. So we have other tools as well, like the GitHub, GitLab in the market. So this Azure repos is again built on top of this built on top of Git. And this pipelines is again where you can create your pipelines, the release pipelines or integration pipelines. If you have test plans, then you can implement. So currently we are just focusing on this repos and pipelines. So inside repos, so here you will see the list of repos that you have in your machine. I mean, whenever you start creating, you might not find anything, but it will ask you to create repo, so that. So I'm just going to create a new repository for me now. So my repository name, I'm going to put it as AZ function app, and let's just create. So when you just create it, you will see this kind of structure in your machine as well. I mean, in your portal, with the first one, like the readme file. Then I will be cloning this to my local machine. So I just went inside some folder, like I have created folder called azfunk, and inside this, what I will do is I will git bash here. I hope you have some idea around git. uh, then for cloning, I can use the command called git clone and the URL. So this will clone the repo to my local machine. You will see that here. So I have this .git folder, inside which I have the information. This .git is something like a database for the local Git, where you have the commit details, like what is the branch details, head details, what is the current branch, and the current last committed values, all those details, few logs. You will find these details inside this .git folder. And you have readme file, which is available on the your remote Git. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to create a new function app here. I mean, the function app project, by using Visual Studio. So Visual Studio, open. So when I just go here, I will create a new project, and in the list I will select Azure Functions. Next, then I'm going to give some project name here. So I will give for now Azure 400 function app, and the location will be the location that I selected for my kit, where I have cloned the git. So I just selected that, and the solution name I can just put it the default value, and let's just create. So this will ask for the function that you want to create, the boiler code. So I'm just taking it as HTTP and create. So this will create me a function inside a function app solution, which is a default boilerplate that Microsoft will give you. So this has created that, and this is the boiler code, which will the function app name will be function1, uh, and this is an HTTP triggered. If I go to Solution Explorer, you will see it here. So let's just try to run this first on the local machine and see how it works. So basically it will take, it will be looking for the parameter, query parameter name, and if we pass this either in the body or in the query parameter, it will take that and it will display some message saying hello, the name whatever we provided, and the trigger has been triggered. So whenever you run this function app on local machine, you need Azure Storage Emulator, which you can download from download it from the Google. Like you can just go and enter Azure Storage Emulator, then you will find an .exe file which you can download and keep it running on your local machine. So this is still loading. You see some kind of messages in the output window here. It is loading the packages that are needed. So once this is done, you will see uh, the host for this function will be running on your local machine, and you will have an URL for this HTTP trigger, and you can run it either by using the Postman or Fiddler. So let it complete. So meanwhile, I just want to create a function app on the Azure portal where we can deploy our uh, this code that we are returning. So I have logged into my Azure portal, and I will go to one subscription and create a function app. So I selected this subscription, and I'm going to create a resource group first. So resource group. So the resource group name, I would like to put it as AZ400. Let it be AZRG hyphen. I'm in Azure. And location, I would select some nearest location, Central India. Then tags, I'm not putting any kind of tags. Then review and create. So this will create my resource group. So I will go to that resource group, and inside this resource group, I will create a function app. So you can automate all these things also, like creating the resource group function app through PowerShell or even through CI/CD pipelines. But the main focus is we will be deploying our code into this function app. So I'm just manually creating all this infrastructure in the backend by using the portal. So the function name, I will put it as az func. Let it be az function. This is not available. So let's just put az400 function. And I'm selecting the runtime environment as .NET, as I have the code in C#. And the runtime, the version chosen is 3.1. Location can be Central India. In the storage account, I'm going to create a new storage account, which is fine. Service plan, again, you can choose one among the three. So you have the option of consumption, function premium, and app service plan. Each one have their individual advantages. So I'm just going with serverless approach, which is consumption. Then in the monitoring section, this is the place where you can configure your app insights. I am not going to enable it now for now. I don't need any tags. Then review. So while validating this, this will validate like the kind of the service or the resource we are going to deploy. If we are deploying this function app, while validating it will validate whether this function app with this runtime stack and with this region with this SKU, is it I mean, is it allowed to deploy or not? We have a kind of policies where we can define, okay, this environment is not like Central India is not allowed, or this SKU is not allowed, this runtime is not allowed. So we kind of create some policies which will stop this execution. But I don't have any kind of policies for now, so it went very smooth and validated. So I have no blockers here. So I'm just going to go and create this. So this will create my function app on my portal. So they started deployment. So let's see whether in the local how it went. Okay, this is going to run the your core tool, which is our hosting environment. It's still taking time. Okay, what I will do is I will just manually open that storage emulator and run this. This is still loading those files. So let me just go to this deployment as well. Okay, if I see this deployment is already completed, so I can just go to this resource group and check the function app here. Okay, so I have this function app here at 400. So I can just go inside this, and if you look here, the operating system is Windows, the location, then the plan that we have chosen. So it automatically created Y1 plan, which is a consumption plan, and I don't have any tags. And if I go to functions here, currently I don't have any functions because I haven't published it to this. So it's just still loading. It's just taking some time. Well, I don't want to waste time on this. This is a boiler code anyhow, so it will definitely work. What I will do is I will proceed to commit this to my local repo. Oh, sorry, to the repository. So what I can do is I can just go to Team Explorer. I will just stop this. But it is always suggestible you test this on the local machine before pushing to to the repository. So I will just go to changes here, and I have all these changes. Okay, let me just go here first, and if I go here and look for git bash here, and if I look for git status now, so this will show me the folder, and if I put a git bash here now and I ask for git status, so basically, okay, so this all looks good to me. It just I don't want to push some file, so I was just checking that, which is this bin folder, obj folder, which we generally don't push to our repos. So I was just looking for this git ignore file if it is there or not. So if I look at here, this is adding some dot sco file, so I just want this has to be ignored. So what I will do is I will take out this git ignore file from here and put it here, and I will edit this file just to add that .sco. So this is already added, so fine. So now if I go here and once I click this Team Explorer, so these all the files that we're gonna add to repo. So I just added to staging environment. Now I will add some message here. So it's gonna initial commit and commit. Now this is committed locally, so now I have to push it to the repos on the repos here. So if I refresh this, I don't have anything right now, just the readme file. So now I'm going to sync this and push. So there is one ongoing commit. So this is successfully pushed to origin slash master. So now when I just refresh this, you will see the folder has been, the project has been pushed here. So the SLN file and the function one. Now we're gonna create a pipeline for this. So to create pipeline, I can just go to pipeline section and create new pipeline. So this is going to be an integration pipeline, which is CI pipeline. So I can use the classic editor. So I have to select the project name, then the repository. So here you will it will list the repository. So I'm particular about this AZ function app now and the branch. So you can choose either a main branch or the dev branch, whatever the requirement, and then you can just hit on continue. Then this will ask for a template. You can choose the empty template and write. You can keep adding the task to the jobs, or else you can go with the ML file approach as well, or else this DevOps tool are already facilitated with some kind of predefined templates which you can use. So I will be going to use the predefined templates for the function app. I can just search for function. So it will list me the CI integration pipelines, one for the .NET, Node, PowerShell, Python. So I'm interested in .NET. So I'm going to select that, which will list me the task that this function app going to handle. Sorry, the CI pipeline going to handle. One is the build one, then archive and publish this to this some folder inside this agent. Like we gonna select the agent to be the agent information. You can find it here. When I just go to tasks, so the agent is Visual Studio 2017 agent. You will have a list of agents here: Ubuntu, Windows, Mac OS. I am using the Visual Studio 2017 inside Windows 2016. So I'm going to use that agent, and I can name my function app. So let's just put it as AZ400 function app CI, and I'm going to save this. Then I will create a release pipeline as well. So here new release. So again they have some predefined templates for the release as well. So you can just come here and search for function and deploy to function app. So I can just choose this. I can give the staging environment, like inside stages you can have different stages, like one for dev, test, QA environments. So I'm just giving it for now dev, and I can go to jobs. So this will list the tasks that are under this. So I'm going to choose this, and here it will ask for the subscription. Hmm. So let me just refresh this. Okay, so here I have a service connection. You can use the subscription or the service connection. If you have subscription, it will list out here. I have already created a service connection which you can directly create. Like go to this manage. When you hit manage, it will open your project settings, and it will redirect you to this connection, service connection. You can actually go from here as well. So when you hit this project connection, leave for now. So project connection here, you have this service connection. So you can create one service connection. So when you hit this, you can select this ARM, like Azure Resource Manager next, and you can if you have a subscription, the service principal with you, you can select this manual, or else you can use an automatic way which will automatically create a service principal inside your Azure AD, or else you can go with managed identities or published profile. So I have service principals with which I have already created one service connection here. So when you select this manual, it will just ask for your subscription details, subscription name, and the service principal ID, and the key, and the tenant details. So once you verify and add it, you will be able to see it here. So basically, to create an SPN, you can always go to Azure AD, Azure Active Directory, and here you have something called app registration. So when you just hit on app registration, you can click on new registration, and you can give your details here, the name of the registration that you want, and rest of things you can put it aside and click on register. Once that is done, you will see your registration here, and when you hit this, I have this IAM, I mean Azure service plan or app registration already created. And when you just hit on this secrets, you have an option to create one. So I just added this AZ 400. So when you just create a new secret, it will give you a password, so which you can enter it in the while creating this service principal. So that is the service principal key. So if you don't if you have permissions on AD, it will automatically get created. You don't need to do it manually. So if you don't have, you can choose this automatic one, which is recommended from Microsoft. So when this is done, so this will be appeared here, in the pipelines. So I will go to release pipeline and new pipeline. So here function app apply, and the staging name I will give it as dev, or for that matter development. Yes, and inside this jobs and task, I will select the service connection, and the service app type is like Windows or Linux. So I have one on Windows. So I just selected that, and I will just refresh this. So this will list me the app services inside the subscription that I have given there, like while creating the subscription. Sorry, the service account. So I'm just going to use what is my function app name. So my function app is AZ 400 function. So I will select that, and the deploy. This one is also automatically get filled, like the app name and the service, everything. And the package that we want to deploy this is lot everything inside our project folder. If you have different projects and you want to particularly deploy one project inside your solution, you can just change this folder structure name. So currently my project holds only one my solution holds only one project, which is function app related. So I just put it as start zip, and rest of the things I'm leaving it to be default, and I'm going to save it. Okay, before that, let me rename this. So this gonna be CD pipeline, and let's just save this. So you see here inside pipelines, I have this AZ400 function app CA pipeline, which is not yet been run even a single time, and this release pipeline. So this is not even run. And if I go to my function app now, and this functions, so I don't have any functions right now. I'm just going to manually trigger them for now. We can automate that as well. So let's just go with manual approach first. So run this pipeline. So it's gonna ask for you the branch. So branch is main branch, and rest of the things the default and run. So this will started this CI pipeline. So when you just go to this logs, you will see what is the pool that is selected, the kind of image. The image we have selected is Visual Studio 2017 and the Windows 2016 Windows Server. So they just started. It will just look for the available virtual machines in the backend, and it will take one of that agent and it will start the integration pipeline. So this initialization started, and the checkout will do the uh, checkout to your repos main branch, and the build has started, which will build your .NET function app code. Once this is done, we can start release pipeline as well manually. So they started restoring the packages. Okay, the build is done and the archive folder is done. Now publishing is in process. Okay, so this is done. Now when you see here, this is the pipeline that just completed. And when you just go to here, you will see something like the artifacts that been published. So we have a artifact of drop, inside which we have a zip folder, inside which we will have our DLL files for our function. And now let's just trigger this release pipeline. So for this, we're gonna use this artifact from the pipeline 41. I mean this CI pipeline. So when I just go to release and select this and create a release, so this will ask me the pipeline, like the environment that I want to deploy. So these are the stages that we have selected there. So I selected the stage, then oh wait, actually I forgot to add the artifact. So when I just enter here, there is something called artifact. So I just need to select this and I have to add the artifact, which is actually, oh, not, this is not the pipeline, sorry. So this is our pipeline. So here I need to add the artifact. So add artifact. So this has to know like what I have to take up and put it into your function app. So we know the artifact, like whenever the build is completed for the pipeline function app, I have to take that drop, like the zip file from the CI pipeline, the artifacts from the CI pipeline, and this has to be the input for this pipelines or release pipeline. So I just added it and I just saved. Now when I create release, I can create from here. So it will ask me for the artifact, which artifact you want. So it is 41 CI pipelines artifact you can use, and let's just create. So the release one has been created. So when you just go here, this is started. I mean, this is queued for now. When you just go inside this, you will see this pipeline will start in a minute. This again in the backend, it will take some resources or the machines that it will take help of for this deployment. So once it is available, this will start the deployment process. So when you hit logs, you can see the logs as well. So the operating system, underlying operating system that it has chosen is this Windows Server 2016, and the machine name as well. So these all will be taken care in the backend by Microsoft. We don't need to worry about the underlying infrastructure for this release or integration pipelines. So the process has been started. Connection strings. This has got the connection strings started deleting the old application settings. So once this release is complete, we will see our function app being there in your function app in Azure portal.
So the deployment has started. So once this is done, we can test it. So on the initial load, it will take some time, but when you run this 2 or 3 more times, then it will definitely will be like in seconds. So guys, if you like the content of my YouTube channel, please feel free to share and like the videos, and please subscribe and hit on the bell icon so that you will get notifications whenever I push new videos to my channel. And also feel free, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to add them in the comment section. And this pipeline is still running. Okay, this is done. So now I can just go to my Azure portal and I can just refresh this. Can just go here and refresh my function app itself. And now if I come to functions, it will show me the function that I have created on my local, but this is deployed by using CI/CD pipelines. So let's just test it manually. Mm, Test, and I have to pass name and some name here. I'm in Azure. So when you just run this, so you see the message, hello, I'm in Azure, something like this. Then what I going to do now is now I'm going to automate this, like I'm going to add triggers to these pipelines so that whenever you push code to your repos, they get automatically deployed. So this is my pipeline, which is AZ400 function app CI. So when you just edit this, you can add it while you creating this pipeline as well. But just to show you how you can run it manually, I didn't added it at the time. So you can go to trigger and function app, enable continuous integration. So it will ask the function, I mean the branch that it need to look at. So the branch name is main, and let's just save this. Similarly, when you go to release and this one, edit, and here you will see a trigger point. When you just hit that, it will, by default it is in disabled state, we can just enable it, and it will be looking for this build from the CI pipeline. So once this is done, you can just save it. Done. So now your pipelines are all already been added with triggers now. So just to verify this, I'm just going it again. So this is enabled, and in the release pipeline as well. Okay, this is also enabled. So now what I will do is I will push, I will do some changes to my code and I will push it back again. So for that, what I will do is I will go to the solution explorer, the function app, and I will change something here like welcome to, I am in Azure YouTube channel, and I'm just saving this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more function here. So add new function, and new function this time I'm going to say it as say hello, add, and HTTP trigger I'm going to choose the same one, and this will create the same boiler code. Just to show some difference, I'm going to change message here, which is say hello from, okay, I will do something like this, hello from I'm in Azure and save this. Then I can push this now. So what I will do is I need Team Explorer. So I will go here and manage branches, home, changes. So this will show me the changes, like I have changed it in function 1 and say hello is new function that is been added. I will add this and commit this. So new function added, some commit message and committed, sync and push. So once this is pushing, it is saying outgoing commit. Now if I come to repos here and you see this folder has been just changed. So when I just go to history, so you see this commit that I just now pushed it, like a new function added, and you see in progress, which is our CI pipeline is already running because we have added a trigger on this main branch. So this started the pipeline. So when I just go to pipelines here, you see this is triggered, and when I go inside this is my commit message, and the ID for this is 42, and this started. Build is in progress. Once this is done, you will see it in the release. I mean, this will trigger the release pipeline directly. So which will take the artifact from this CI pipeline. So this is still running. Okay, so I believe this is completed now. Now the release has to be started by now. So let's just come to release and try to refresh. Okay, so this has started release 2, and which has taken the artifact from my build pipeline number 42. So if I go inside this, and this is the artifact. This, if you see, it has reached to task 3 very quickly, and deployment is in process. So once this is deployed, you will be able to see your new function, that is say hello function here, and some changes in your function 1 as well. So let's wait for the deployment. Okay, so the deployment is done. So now when I just go here and just refresh this function app once and come to functions, and let's just refresh. It's just taking some time, but if our pipeline is done, then this should appear here. Yeah, you see here two functions. One is function fun and they say hello. So let's just try it out whether they have really changed the code. So let's just set test, and I'm going to pass this I'm in Azure, or else I will send this time my name and run. So let's just run this and see what is the message. Okay, you see this time the message has been changed, which is welcome to I'm in Azure YouTube channel. And let's just test the second function as well. So second function is say hello function, and this time this has to show the message. So let's just give some name here. So again, this is like inbuilt boiler code, but you can write your own code, and you can deploy by using the same way. So this is hello Vinod, hello from IIM. I'm in Azure. So this is how you can create your build and release pipelines for your Azure function apps. If your code is C sharp, again for Python or PowerShell, you have the similar kind of pipelines or the templates that you can use, that DevOps already giving us. So that's all I have for today. Hope you have liked this video, and this will help you in your work as well. Please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. As I mentioned, I am always available to help you. And if you like this video, please
encourage me by liking and sharing this. Please subscribe as well, so that it will be a booster for me to come up with more videos. So I'm planning for this AZ400. So I will be in touch mostly on this AZ400 series. I will be frequently creating the videos related to this AZ400 certification. And if you have any any requirements in terms of past services, feel free to drop a comment. I will try to create or come up with the videos on that particular service in Azure as well. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Bye.